5 Essential Metaphors to Heal Your Soul, Part 3A of 3 by Luminous Mountain. These final two clips deal with healing the soul. Previously, in Part 1 and 2, I've covered metaphors for the body and mind. This section on soul can be difficult and controversial for many. Digest what you can and perhaps come back to them in the near future. Once the stories are caught, it is yours forever. Like solving a jigsaw puzzle, many pieces will just fall into place. First metaphor: sun rises east, sun sets west. This was our school's earliest science lessons. We see the morning sun rising in the east, goes up to the mid-sky at noon, and sets in the west. Later in our more advanced science class, we were told that the sun does not move at all. It's the Earth's own rotation on its axis that gives the illusion of the sun rising and setting. Our science teacher explained with two different size balls and two giggling students to help hold the balls. Some get it, but many just memorize sentences to help answer exam questions later. The reality of the stationary sun with the Earth's axial rotation dawned upon mankind only about 500 years ago, pointed out by the Polish genius Nicholas Copernicus in the 16th century. The sunrise-sunset illusion is so powerful and pervasive that almost all cultures depended upon it, from daily living routines to farming, sailing, fishing, and celebrating festivals. Sun rises in the east and sets in the west. While it's an illusion, it's lived and accepted by all because it is most obvious and easy to understand. We call this conventional reality. The deeper reality, which is truth proven by science, serves no immediate use for the common people. But astronomers and engineers need this deeper reality to advance their knowledge. Just like that, if you choose to cultivate life's spiritual dimension, you have to appreciate and realize the deeper reality besides the day-to-day living of conventional reality. If you don't bother about the spirit, just living life in conventional reality will get you by too, except later in life, as many have experienced, you might feel shortchanged on being human. Second metaphor: full moon reflection on the lake. The full moon was glorious on a serene autumn night. A teacher with 3 students went to the lake. He pointed at the full moon reflection. "How many moons?" asked the teacher. "We see 2, the real one and the reflected one," the student said. "Now, all scoop some water into the palms of your hands," the teacher instructed. "Look inside now. How many moons?" "Wow, I have a full moon in my palms," said one excited student. "3 moons in each of our palms, 1 in the lake, plus the real one. Total 5 moons, teacher." Each of us is capable of having a full moon in our palm. When we glimpse it, we will be as excited as the student. We think it's ours, a special treasure to cherish, and indeed we should. We later realize that our close friends can have a moon in their palms too. All were reflections of the real moon. But among all the moons, the full moon on the lake was most beautiful. The full moon on the lake looks closest to the real moon. So we end up adoring only 2 most beautiful moons, the real and the reflected one on the lake. Your soul is like the moon in your palms. It is capable of reflecting, to an extent, the fullness and beauty of the real moon. More beautiful is the one on the lake. This is your spiritual guide. Later, you'll realize that your guide's moon is also a reflection of the real moon. This real moon we call the Divine Spirit. Each spiritual tradition has a different name for this divinity. Third metaphor, origami. One essence, many manifestations. The art of paper folding originated in China soon after the invention of paper in early 2nd century. But it was the Japanese that brought it to a level of artistic sophistication. With only a plain piece of paper, without any cutting and gluing, one folds to create tangible objects of nature. The aesthetic philosophy of origami is to show the full potential of a piece of plain paper. A simple, flat object emerges into something beautiful with just continuous but patient folding. One's essence, plain paper, unfolds into many manifestations. Your soul, if unhindered, pure and simple, is your essence, and her role is to create and rejoice in her many manifestations. In Buddhist thought, this is the principle of Ti Yong, or foundation, Ti, and utility, Yong. One's foundation, or essence, is meant to be expressed in various usefulness, Yong. A revered Chinese master, who was also a wealthy merchant and family man, Layman Pang, Hunan 8th century, was once asked how it was like when one is awakened. Layman Pang replied, "In every place there's no hindrance, no conflict. My supernatural power and marvelous activity is just like drawing water and chopping wood." The essential practice, like folding origami, is straightforward. Realize your true foundation, essence, and keep practicing patiently to make it useful in daily living, manifestations. We covered 3 metaphors for the soul: sun rises east, sun sets west, full moon reflection on the lake, and origami, one essence, many manifestations. Please proceed to part 3B for the rest.